Well, hey folks, back at Flies RC. Well, snuck one in on you. This is the 90mm Eurofighter Typhoon. This is the 6S bird, and I got her together last night. We're going to take it out the man cave. Oh, heck, we're in the man cave. We're going to take it out of the field, and we're going to get you the maiden flights, maybe get 1 or 2 flights in, and then we'll meet you back here, and we'll go over everything about the plane. All right, she is beautiful, beautiful. Great lights. Can't wait. Meet you out there. Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, I snuck one in on you. This is the 90mm Eurofighter, the 6S version. I didn't get the 8S version. This is the 6S version. She got thrust reverse. She's got the working canards, both with aileron and elevator, running a 6,000 HRB as far forward as I can get it. And I know you Delta Death Dorito guys are going, no, 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 put her back, far back, you know. But this is the maiden flight, and I'll work my way backwards. That's the CG. CG is 215 millimeters back from the leading edge root of the wing, and she's basically maybe slightly favoring tail heavy, but that's okay. That'll actually work. Big plane. Got the I guess you call it the inducted cheaters. When the fan demands more air, these cheaters automatically fall down by pressure to add more air. She's also got the air brake. So
air brake secured.
Okay. Right, left, up, down, right. Oh my decals are, yeah, did the decals and they're kind of sticking there. All right. Okay, and like I say, the ailerons, the way you know canards work is that your canard should do the same action in the same direction as your ailerons in a turn. So in other words, up aileron over here would be down elevator up front. That way both of those surfaces are pushing down. Same thing over here. For canards with elevator, down elevator, okay, those canards will push down to push that nose down, and the back elevators are pushing down this way like a bowl effect to push that plane that way. Of course, elevator up, same thing. Pull that nose up, push that tail down. All right, timer set for 3.5 minutes, even though I may change that. May switch it to 4 minutes on the second flight, but I always go with 3.5 minutes first time on a jet to be conservative. Look at the very top of that. Look at that red blinking light. Those cheaters are right next. As I give it throttle, see how they duck in to allow air in. KM model afterburner inside there. Now I have partial ordnance. The ordnance that's closest to the center of the fuse is on. And they actually get really, they hug the very corner of the fuse. So I would kind of probably leave them on. But the wing ordnance I'm leaving off for now for the maiden flight.
Starting the fun over. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, 3.5 minutes. Run a 7-channel Limit RX stabilized receiver with just wind stabilization. Does not have self-level, and with a satellite.
Tucked away.
The gear does take a while. Oh man, she's flying good.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Turn them gains down. Oh yeah, she's flying great. This is the maiden flight, folks. Gives me a little bit of up elevator. Very agile. I worked a little bit of rudder in that turn there. All right.
Time remaining 2 minutes. The gear is down.
All right. Now I know how she's going to react. I always like to do a gear pass and a practice landing on the first time. So I got to know how, a little bit further out this time, establishing my sink rate.
Braking. Cruise mode.
All right.
Remaining 1 minute.
Great flying jet. Absolutely fabulous flying jet. And every time you take, I learned that she needed a little bit of up elevator. That is all she needed. A little bit of up pitch. Take her up one more time. And I want to check my CG by inverted flight. All right.
Tucked away. Seconds.
Okay.
The gear is down. 10.
Do I have to go around?
Timer expired. Braking. Cruise mode.
Man, what a great flying jet. Check out the afterburner.
Braking. Cruise mode. The jets are cooled. Safe to touch.
All right, we were actually 41 seconds over. So we went, what's that, 4 minutes and 11 seconds? At least that's the way the math works. Oh, I didn't use the air brake on landing, but I got it.
Brake deployed.
Forgot about it.
Air brake secured.
Next time we fly, we'll bring by, make some lower pass, a little bit higher alpha with that air brake down just to see how it works. But like I say, you would have saw my introduction in the man cave. We'll go over all my rates and everything I flew in there. Let me unplug that beautiful KM model afterburner. Plane flies great. Battery is very warm. 26% left, so really 4 minutes is fine, but land after 4 minutes. Okay. Thrust reverse works pretty effective. You do have 2 small cheaters on the underside also, but I don't know why I'm taking that out. But anyways, just a good flying plane. I was very nervous, but I don't know why. But you're always nervous on a maiden. Always nervous on a maiden. Like I said, it was 41 seconds over. To show you a little bit about the plane, more than what we do, we got the light on top, blinker light on top. Of course, I got the KM model afterburner. I got it unplugged right now. You've got the one blinker light there, and then you got landing lights on the gear. Well, you already saw the air brake, got the working canards. The gear do take quite a while. Okay, I want you to pay attention to how long this takes. Okay, think about how long that takes for those doors to close. Now start counting. When doors, now I'm starting to gear down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so you're going to need to allow yourself 12 seconds for gear to come down. So if you're going to land from this direction, I'd put if you're not going to do a gear pass, I'd start putting my gear down way down there in that corner, and that way by the time you make it all the way down the length of the field and then make your approach, your gear should be down. But I highly suggest, let me say it again, I highly suggest do a gear pass. Come by with your gear down just to make sure everything's down, and then circle around and land then. And don't forget the air brake. All right, well, that was the maiden flight on the 90mm 6S powered Typhoon, Eurofighter Typhoon by FREEWING, Motion RC. Thank you for taking, what was it, $600 some odd of my money. Good flying plane. Oh yeah, it's got the blinker lights and nav lights on the end of the wing tanks out there. All right, well, y'all have a good and God bless y'all. Meet you back at the man cave. We'll go over all the rates, CG, and all the particulars about the flight. See y'all there. Bye-bye. Hey folks, all right, second flight. Continue on learning this 90mm Typhoon. This is the 6S powered one. And like I said, I snuck this in on you, second flight. We're gonna try to establish a little inverted this time, check for CG, and I'd like to do a little bit of stall testing this time. I do just a clean stall, just flying along loose power, and then flying along loose power, and then hold the elevator, try to see which wing is gonna drop first. If I can do it. I don't know. I may not have the cojones to do that right now. This is only the second flight, and you are looking at about $650 right now. Plus battery, plus receiver. Right, left, up, down, right, left. Alright. Get turned around here. Look at the way them air ducts come in to meet the demand of the EDF. And I set the timer for 4 minutes this time. Run a 6000 RC Hackers, all as far forward as I can get it, to get CG, and she's still slightly tail heavy, and that's okay. Stellar gear on this thing. They do take a while to go up and down, 12 seconds to deploy, so definitely want to do a gear pass before you land. So, love them lights too. All right.
Starting the fun over. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right.
Don't forget you have an air brake.
Oh yeah, I got an air brake. I didn't use it last time. All right, here we go. All right. Up high, lose power, what does she do? All right, she glides forward. All right, now. Fly along, fly along. I lose power. What do I do? What should I do? Okay, I'm going to hold up the elevator, hold up the elevator, hold up the elevator. All right. I lost the nerve. Gave her the power, but the wings started rocking, so that just tells me them wings start rocking, you're about to lose it.
3 minutes.
All right. She's quick. High alpha pretty good. Inverted pretty good.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
All right, gears all the way down.
Air brake deployed.
All right.
Air brake secured.
Now let's actually take her back and land her on a runway this time. All right.
Away. The gear is down. Time remaining 1 minute.
I'm going to do a gear pass just to make sure my gear is staying down all the way. And it is.
Second air brake deployed.
Throttle control motor seat rate.
20 seconds.
Whoa. Landed in the bowl.
10. Air brake secured. Braking. Cruise mode. The jets are cooled. Safe to touch.
All right, picked up a hitchhiker. Yeah, I landed in my bowl. All right, 5 seconds over on a 4-minute timer. Got an RC Hacker 6000 all the way forward as I can possibly get it. I think my next flight, now this has a very short battery lead, so I'm going to have to take it out of there to check it. Battery is quite warm. This is an older battery too, so. And if you're careful with it, she just sits on her nose without, or sits down without the rocking back on the tail, which is good. 24%, so 4% or 4 minutes on a 6000 6S is perfect. She got plenty of power. I mean, I will end up having an 8S bird eventually, but not for a while. But 6S, they cover, I'll see, there you go, it just barely sits on there. We'll go back to man cave, we'll go over the flights, I'll show you my trick on putting these water slide decals on, and yeah, there you go. Uh-oh, I broke part of my pylon there. There's, I guess whenever I came through that brush down there, I must have snapped part of it off, but that's okay. That's just the part of the front of it. That's not the attachment point for the missile. But all right, well, we'll meet you back at the man cave. God bless y'all, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hey. Well, hello, folks. Well, that was a very successful maiden, except for that last landing. I kind of went down that bowl down there. But that's okay, because she flew really, really well. Really well. I just remember the second time to use the air brake. I'll tell you what, though, she flew great. Lots of power, plenty of power to punch out. Let's go over CG first, since I'm here. CG on the plane is actually, it's written on the wingtips, or actually on the wing. If you look real close, you'll see actual marks that say CG right there. It's on both sides. The numbers are 215 millimeters back from the leading edge root here back, and that's where it measures. All right, let me show that to you. I like measuring CG with the gear down as if she's going to land, and she seems pretty good. Pretty good, almost pretty good right there. Pretty good. All right. Got these cheater ducts that come in. I showed you when we're flying. As the fan demands more air, those will drop down to allow more air. To show you my battery to get that CG, I've got room. That is a 6000 HRB. There's a little piece of wood right there. Okay, I'm trying to hold this, trying to show you. There's a little piece of wood right there, and I've got it right up against that wood. So as I get more used to the plane, I'll experiment moving that battery back, and I've got some room to play with where I can get maybe a little more of an aft CG. Now, you don't want too much aft, but maybe a more aft CG. She seems like she naturally wants to high alpha on you, which is normal. I'm running a Lemon RX 7-channel stabilized receiver with a satellite up here. I know you can't see it, but trust me, it's there. You can see those little flashing lights. Okay. Run a KM model afterburner. I gave her a clear coat. Did not do the antenna mod because there's so much structure there and I'd have to cut through this plastic. This entire canopy is plastic. So I'm not going to worry about the antenna mod on this one. Tongue and groove on the battery hatch. Okay. As you can see, she's got lights all over her. Okay. The gear, however, like I showed you out there at the field, this isn't a drawback, but it is a point of interest and a concern, and that you need to pay attention when you're going to setting her up for your landing. It takes 12 seconds from the time that you hit the switch to the time that that gear actually deploys for you to have your gear down where you're safe to land. All right. Uh-oh, I just hit my hatch. Nothing goes, you know, we don't do, I don't have to worry about doing gag reels on my videos because usually there's a gag reel on every video anyways. All right, but look how long it takes gear to go up. Okay. What's that? 5, 6 seconds? Maybe 5 seconds? But you got to allow for them doors. Okay. Now, should be 12 seconds for this gear to land or come down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. So that's something you need to consider. Also, the only ordnance I flew in are these missiles that are on the, because these actually are very close hugging to the fuselage. So I left them on the regular wing ordnance. I didn't fly with it. And I might, when I go back and do another flight on it, I'll probably do an ordnance flight. So trying to turn this thing over. It's not a small plane at all. Good flying plane. Let's get you, show you my rates. Okay. Let me pick up my battery hatch off the floor. Canopy. All right. Now, she's actually the way the book calls, you don't set her up as Elevon mixing. The control board automatically does that for you. Okay. You set up as a regular wing and you put your air brake. You just put your air brake on wherever you want it. 2-position switch. I chose my D, which is my normal flaps.
Air brake deployed.
And it only works when you go all the way down. So on the switch, so that middle position doesn't do a thing. But all the way up, the air brake goes down. All the way back, the air brake is deployed, just like when my landing flaps will be deployed. That's why, because my muscle memory's there where my normal flaps are, that's where I have it. I also have...
Motor is hot. Don't get your bad self burned.
Got thrust reverse. Here. Okay, got thrust reverse. All right, let's talk about, since we don't have flaps, we talked about CG, talk about the rates that I flew in. But like I say, you set up as a regular traditional wing, okay? The mixing board automatically does the canards and the elevators for you, okay? So you don't have to worry about that. My high rates on my ailerons, which also ties in with the canards, are 60% with 30% expo. I'm going to tell you, on my ailerons and elevators, 30% expo no matter what. So I don't have to keep saying that, okay? My mid rates on aileron and canards are 50%, okay? And my low rates are 40%, okay, on the ailerons and canards. Now, my elevator, high rate is 100, same 30%. And you see the canards work the same, work with it. You think of it as a bowl effect. If the elevator up to pull your plane up, then your elevators would be up right in the back. And then these would be tilting up to push that nose up. So think of it that way, like in a bowl effect, okay? The concave of the bottom of a bowl. And then for flaps for elevator down, then it'd be just the same, just the opposite. These front canards would dip down, pushing the nose down, and the back elevators would be pushing down to bring the tail up, making the plane go down. And that bowl is now reversed, okay? The mid rates on the elevator are 90, and the low rates are 80, okay? Now my rudder is 100% throws, 50% expo, all the way around. Okay, so you really don't have to do much with that. And like I say, you just set up as a regular wing. Now, if you find that your aileron, elevator, and all that's backwards, don't change it in your transmitter. There's actually your two, if it is, mine was not, but if it was, the two canard leads are up front here. They're labeled canard. Just flip them back and forth. That's all you got to do. Just swap the spots and it should work fine. But let's go over because canards can be kind of confusing. Remember, if I want right aileron, in other words, I want the plane to bank to the right, okay? All right, now look at that. That front canard is going to push the plane down that way, okay? And this canard is tipping up to pull this side of the plane up. Same thing. To get this side of the plane to come up, you would have this go down and that go up to bring the plane over. And these two, the aileron and the canard, will be in the same profile. Or dipping, the back's going down and the front's going down. The trailing end of both of these control surfaces would match each other. So in other words, it would make the plane go down that way. So what do you think is going to happen over here? Exactly the same. This is going to push this side, because this is up, it's going to push this wing down, that canard is facing down, or is facing down, which is going to push that wing, this side of the plane down, okay? Both end trailing edge of both of these control surfaces are matching each other. If you just remember that, that's how you know your canards are working correctly, is if each side trailing rear edge match, okay? And then on elevator, they do exactly the opposite. Up elevator means the trailing edge rear is going to come up on the ailerons, and then the trailing edge rear on the canards are going to go down, creating that bowl effect, okay? And then of course for down elevator, it's going to be exactly the same. This is going to be down here, and that's going to be down up there, but both these trailing edge ends of canards and elevators are opposite each other, making that the bottom side bowl effect. The plane's going to go down. So right, left, up, down, right, left. Okay.
The jets are cooled.
Now that is canard positions 101. And like I say, of course, we've got that beautiful, beautiful, great
Don't get a bad self-burn.
KM model afterburner. Boy, I love them things. Thank you, KM Models, for filling that out for review. That is if I remember right, a 6000 HRB off Amazon, 6S. And that is the 90mm Typhoon Eurofighter. Now, I was going to talk to you about applying these water slide decals. My little trick, there's no real trick to it in that it's just a nice way of finishing them, okay, is number one, don't put all the decals in the water at once, okay, because you've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate decals for each side. This is a separate piece. You've got a strip here, you've got a strip piece here, a piece here, and a piece here. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 extra separate pieces that go on. Just cut them out like you normally do decals. Cut them all out, half an inch around each decal. Put them in water, let them soak in water for about 4 minutes is what you want. Take a paper towel, okay? Take a paper towel, dip it in the water, and wet the surface. Just moisten up the surface that you're going to put it on, okay? Take your decal out, slide it on there, and because it's already wet, you can kind of position it in the way you want it to go. Take your finger or a credit card or whatever and use it like a little dowel, a little or trowel or whatever, to even out and get all the bubbles the best you can. It's not going to be perfect, okay? Get that out of there, okay? Then, once you got it all, take another paper towel and pat dry it. Don't wipe it. Pat dry it, okay? And when you're happy with everything, now here's my big secret. Here's what I use. And people are going to say, oh, not a heat gun. I got a regular industrial heat gun here. Okay. But I'm not like this, okay? Because that's going to gator up everything. What I do, and this is also how I fix dents in planes. All right, I'm holding back right about here, and I put my finger right above the surface. And if it's too hot for my finger, it's too hot for the foam. Same principle if you're taking out a wrinkle in a foam or a crease, okay? And I let that hot air on the lowest settings. I just let that hot air just kiss that decal. I just let it kiss it, okay? And what that does is that activates that glue and it adheres it and makes it nice and tight right on the surface, and it makes it look really well. So if you've got like little edges and stuff that are coming up, that'll just make it shrink right on to the surface. But yeah, that's how I do that. I just just keep your finger there, and if it gets too hot for your finger, it's too hot for the foam. Just let it kiss. It takes some time, but the result is a nice, strong, very good decal adhesion, okay? Then I give the whole thing a clear coat after that with my polyacrylic mid-wax. All I do is I just spray that on, paying attention not to get too much on the glass because it'll cloud the glass, or the canopy, the glass, the fake canopy. But yeah, there you go. Well, folks, that is all I've got to say about the 90mm Eurofighter Other than that, it was an amazing flight. It was a great maiden, and I'm very, very happy with it. Can't wait to get her out again. I've only got the 2 flights. I want to try an ordnance flight. I want to do a speed test. You know, I'm pretty sure we're going to be looking at 130 mile an hour. Maybe between 115 to 130 mile an hour is what I'm going to guess. But that's a great flying plane, folks. And this is Fat Guy Flies RC saying God bless y'all. And don't forget, faith, family, and friends, God is good. And then Eurofighters from FREEWING